Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is your Warrior, and today I'm bringing you guys another YouTube video. I want to get back to that uploading streak that I was on, maybe start a new one, you know what I mean? So I do hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications, but without further ado, let's get right into the video. So recently we've seen the explosion of Battle Royale style video games, whether that's the culling or PUBG or, in this case, Fortnite Battle Royale. And in this case, I hope you're here to listen to me talk about Fortnite Battle Royale and not Fortnite Save the World, because I'm going to be talking about the Battle Royale style game mode. Now, according to Wikipedia, Battle Royale game mode institutes survival, exploration, scavenging, and then eventually with the ultimate goal of being the last man standing. But obviously, just because a game has these things doesn't mean it's a good game. So in order to go ahead and decide whether or not this is a good game, I'm going to touch on a couple of things. Those categories being game mechanics, maps, gunplay, balance, creative freedom, developer involvement, and then just what makes this game different. What makes Fortnite Battle Royale the choice over something like PUBG or the culling, if anything, if there is anything that makes it a choice over those games. So stay tuned for all of that. So the first thing I want to talk about is the game mechanics. And now obviously the category of game mechanics covers just a lot of ground. And it'd be hard to get really specific about the game mechanics without getting into the nitty-gritty and making this an hour-long video. But that being said, to cover the game mechanics in a brief way, they're just good. They work well with the game that the developers designed. Somehow they managed to weave their mechanics together in such a way that they fit the flow of the game really well, and there's few bugs and glitches, and when there are, the developers hop on them and fix them very quickly. This has led to the fluent dropping out of the bus, from the fluent shooting to the fluent building. The developers have just done a good job making the mechanics come together well. So they've done a really good job of integrating those into the game, making them smooth and fluid, and when they're not, patching them very quickly. So to very briefly talk about the game mechanics, they just fit well into this game. Now let's move on to the second thing I want to talk about, that being the maps. Now, for the very short time that Fortnite Battle Royale has been out, we've already seen one major overhaul of the maps, with the developers adding new cities and locations and chests, and even doing things like adding different times a day on the map. And then just the small things like adding new buildings for different seasons and whatnot. While the map isn't as big and doesn't have as many cities and different locations as a game like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Epic Games did a good job of not making copy and paste houses. Every location and house you go in will be unique and different from the last one. So while it is a little bit smaller of a map, it makes, for one, a little bit faster paced gameplay, and two, every building and location is unique, and that's something really cool that you don't see in a lot of other Battle Royale style games. As well, from what you can see on screen now and hopefully what you've seen of gameplay in the past on my channel, the map is a little bit more cartoony. Epic Games didn't go for a more immersive, realistic style of map, and that allows them to take some creative freedoms and add in some really cool environments that may not be in other realistic games like culling or PUBG. So I think the main takeaway when talking about the maps on Fortnite Battle Royale is that all the locations are unique, and a lot of clear, hard work went into this map creation. And what it allows is for you to land in the same spot every time and feel like you're having a different experience each time you land there. But that's enough about the maps. The next thing on my mind is the gunplay as well as the balance in Fortnite Battle Royale, and those two things kind of blend into each other. See, in Fortnite Battle Royale, there are several different kinds of weapons as well as tiers in those weapons. And those tiers go like this: common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. And the higher up the tier list you go, the bigger the punch each weapon packs. And obviously there is some randomness and kind of some RNG in the way you drop and the loot you get. You're not guaranteed to get a great gun or a great tier of that gun, which can, in some sense, create some unbalance in the gunplay of Fortnite, because you can't guarantee that every player is going to have access to the best guns like you can in Call of Duty. But if we step back and kind of forget about the randomness aspect of who gets what gun in Fortnite, the gunplay is actually pretty balanced. Now, I would like to see Epic Games kind of get the spray patterns figured out a little bit more and take away some randomness from that, but they did just recently add first shot accuracy, which means the first shot you take if you're standing still is going to be 100% accurate. As well, different weapons have different purposes in the game. So the assault rifle class of weapons is going to do more damage at range when compared to the shotgun class. whereas the submachine gun class of weapons is going to do more damage up close than the assault rifle. And so you have these different classes of weapons, each with their specific purpose, that adds more balance and a necessary understanding of the game, which plays into a higher skill cap, which means there's going to be better gunplay. One of the things I do love about Epic Games as well is they're always adding weapons to the game, which at times can create unbalance in the gunplay, but they very quickly fix it and balance it so each gun has its own role in the game. As well, in the past, Epic Games has had problems with balancing Fortnite Battle Royale, where you see things that are totally overpowered like the double pump, but that's recently been nerfed and fixed. And Epic Games does a pretty good job of fixing unbalanced areas where they need to. But that starts to move into talking about the developers, so let's pump the brakes there for a second and switch categories. And the next thing that comes to mind when I talk about what makes Fortnite is the creative freedom that you have. See, I don't really know how Epic Games did it so well, but they managed to add almost Minecraft-like building into a shooter game, which is really odd, and it at first doesn't seem like it worked, but as you play with it more and more, you realize it does work and it does fit. It allows you to get personalized and creative with the way you take on gunfights, as well as build your own personal bases with your friends while you're in the midst of this Battle Royale survival game. It lets you be unique and do things the way you want to do things, and it adds a real creative aspect to the game. And as if that's not enough, the developers over at Epic Games have given us almost full creative control over what our character looks like. From the backpack that they have on to what they're wearing, to the pickaxe they have, to our skydiving trails, and even what our glider is. And to top all of that off, you're playing this Battle Royale style game in a totally destructible environment. So if somebody's hiding behind a wall, use your RPG and knock it down. Did they build a base in front of you to hide from your bullets? Throw a grenade in there, flush them out. You can pretty much destroy anything, and that adds a really another cool creative aspect to the game. But that's enough talk about creativity, because to be honest, I'm running out of gameplay to put in the background. But let's move on to talking about the developers. To be honest with you guys, it's the developers over at Epic Games that have made Fortnite such a success, because they stuck with the game even through its less than stellar launch, and now they've created an even more popular game mode than the original game mode that's really taking over the market. They're constantly involved with patching the game and adding new things. When the community cries out for something like fixing the double pump, they're generally there to respond and help. Well, actually, now that I think about it, the double pump might not be that great of an example, but in general, they're there to help. As well, they've done a great job of not giving us a paywall. So the game's free to play, and if you want to pay for cosmetic items, you can, but there's nothing that's going to give you a competitive edge that you can play for, and they've done a great job of doing that. So the developers have just been incredibly involved, to be honest. I've touched on it earlier, but they've already overhauled the map, and this game mode's not even out of beta. They continually add new weapons and items, whether that's the Chug Jug or the Slurp Juice or the Silenced Pistol or most recently the Hand Cannon. They're just always adding things. I can go on and on and on about the stuff they've added since I first started playing. And it's part of what gives this last category I want to talk about so much pizzazz, which is what makes Fortnite Battle Royale different. Why would you ever want to play Fortnite Battle Royale over something like PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds or The Culling or any other Battle Royale game? And for me, to be honest, it's just the care that went into this game. I can continually drop into the same place, and I realized this within my first hour of playing this game. You can continually drop into the same place and have a different experience every time. It's a little bit more fast-paced and a little bit less tactical than most Battle Royale style game modes out there, but it still has an incredibly high skill cap. And with the care that the developers have put in this game and the balance and the gunplay as well as the creativity, you can have a really unique experience every time you play it. And I think that's what keeps people coming back, and it's what keeps me coming back. So to give you the short answer that probably could have saved you however long this video is, yeah, it's a good game. So I highly suggest you go check it out for yourself. I mean, hey, you have nothing to lose because the developers made it free to play. So if you want to play with me and my friends, my gamer tag is SHSF on PSN. Come over, play with me. I love playing with you guys. So feel free to add me on PSN and message me. Let me know that you came over from my YouTube channel. I'd be more than happy to play a couple games with you, maybe get you your first win. There's just something that's really fun about playing this game and getting in gunfights and pushing through the end and maybe even getting that victory royale. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to drop a like down below. Don't forget to add me on PSN, SHSF. Be sure to add me. I really do want to play with you guys. But as for now, this is your boy War signing off, and see you guys next time. Peace. Oh, actually, one last thing. Let me know if this review helped you out. I want to start doing a little bit more game reviews here and there. So let me know down in the comments. What can I add? What can I change? Is there any different criteria? Just let me know. But, peace.